In this last section, we'll look at how to calculate basic dosage by body weight. So the first thing we need to remember is that 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds, and that's something you should just know. And that 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. Again, something you just need to know. So for dosage calculations, both pounds and kilograms should be rounded to the nearest hundredth if we need to round the weight. And we're going to use proportions to solve in this section. So first of all, we'll just practice changing our weight. Most weight in medicine is figured with kilograms, so we need to be able to convert it. So we have a client that weighs 32 pounds and we want to know the weight in kilograms. So we'll start with the fact that we know that 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds. And we're going to write a fraction with that. 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. And because we're going to use proportions to solve, we're going to put an equal sign between this fraction and the next fraction. So when we write this fraction, because there's an equal sign here, this is different than using our fractions the way we did in the last section. We want to make sure that the kilograms that are on top here are on top here as well. We want this to be kilograms. And the pounds that are down here, we want to have pounds down here. So we know that we have 32 pounds. We're going to write that down here. And it says, what's the weight in kilograms? That's what we don't know. We'll write it up here. So remember the way we solve proportions, we did this earlier in this course, is that we cross multiply. So we take 1 times 32, and we get 32, equals this direction, 2.2 times x, which gives us 2.2x. And then we'll divide both sides by 2.2 because that's the number in front of the x. So we get 32 divided by 2.2, and that gives us 14.5454, and it keeps going. Now remember, we said we wanted to round to the nearest hundredth with weight. That's this spot right here. So look here, this number is 5 or higher, which means we want this number to go up. So we'd write 14.55, and this is again in kilograms. That's what we were trying to find. Let's do another one. This says we want to change the pounds to kilograms again. Remember, but we have ounces. So let's deal with those ounces. Remember that 1 pound is 16 ounces. So let's start by writing that. 1 pound, 16 ounces, equals, we have 4 ounces and we want to change that to pounds. Well, we don't know the pounds, so we're going to have x pounds over 4 ounces. Remember that we need to keep our units lined up across from each other. So cross multiply, 1 times 4 is 4. 16 times x is 16x. Divide both sides by 16. We get 4 divided by 16, and we get 0.25 pounds. That's what we were trying to find here. So that 4 is 0.25, but we had 14, so we want to take 14 and add that to the 0.25 to tell us that now we really have 14 pounds, 14.25 pounds, and we're trying to change that to kilograms. So now let's write another proportion. Remember that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So we'll start by writing that. 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. We want the kilograms. We're trying to find that. We don't know that. And we just need to make sure that the kilograms are lined up across from the kilograms. We have 14.25 pounds. We're going to put that across from the pounds. We'll cross multiply. So 1 times 14.25 is 14.25. And 2.2 times x is 2.2x. And now we can divide both sides by 2.2. So 14.25 divided by 2.2 is 6.47727. And again, this is the hundredths place. This number after it is 5 or bigger, so we want this number to go up. So we'll have 16.48 kilograms. Okay, so now we're going to figure out how to do dosage calculations with it. So here we know that their weight is 22 pounds. The ordered dose is 30 milligrams per kilogram per day. The recommended dose in the drug milligrams is 25 to 50 milligrams per kilogram per day. And it should be divided into doses every 8 hours. So does the doctor's order fit within the recommended safety guidelines? Well, he ordered 30 milligrams per kilogram per day. The safety guidelines say 25 to 50 milligrams per kilogram per day. So the 30 is between the 25 and 50, so yes, it's safe. So what's the daily dose? So we need to figure, first of all, this says per kilogram, so we need to change the 22 pounds to kilograms. So remember that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. We have 22 pounds, but we don't know the kilograms. So cross multiply, 1 times 22 is 22. 2.2 times x is 2.2x. Divide both sides by 2.2. And we get x is equal to 10. So that's 10 kilograms. So that's this person's weight. So this says 30 milligrams per kilogram. So we're going to use that to write another fraction. 30 milligrams for 1 kilogram. We'll put an equal sign between them. We know that we have 10 kilograms. We're going to put that on the bottom across from the other kilograms, but we're trying to find the milligrams. So we'll cross multiply again here. 30 times 10 is 300. 1 times x is x. And this, remember, we're trying to find milligrams. So we just found that we have 300 milligrams per day. So that's the daily dose. So then it says, what's the individual dose? So we just found that we needed to give 300 milligrams per day. So the individual dose, when it asks for that, we have to figure out how often we're supposed to give it. So it says that we're supposed to divide that equally into every 8 hours. Well, one day has 24 hours, and if we're giving it every 8 hours, take 24 divided by 8, and that tells us that we need to give it 3 times in a day. So if we're giving a total of 300 milligrams in a day, we need to take that and split it equally over those 3 times. So 300 divided by 3 gives us 100. So each dosage would be 100 milligrams.